In the dusty land of Q West, far from the frontline stress, lived a soldier named Tittleworth in a world of AC and rest. He wielded a clipboard, not a rifle, with his armor gear so pristine. A master of paperwork, but never heard the battle scream. For many moons he thrived within the Fobbits' secure embrace, counting supplies and sipping coffee, finding peace in that place. But fate was cruel, it called his name, his quiet life to end. And so began the Fobbits Quest, with the infantry as his friends. Tittleworth, the sergeant roared with boots that shook the ground. Grab your kits, you're headed out, the convoy's rolling now. And Tittleworth's heart sank deep inside, his rifle clean and new. A clerk in battle gear, what was he supposed to do? He climbed aboard that MRAP, surrounded by the tough, grimy men with weapons drawn who treated him quite rough. The Fobbit quivered and looked at the floor, he could not lift his head. A battlefield of ink and pens was where he meant to serve instead. Tittleworth, the infantry cried, their voices full of scorn. We are airborne, you're just a paperboard. But Tittleworth took his clipboard high, he roared with all his might, determined to prove wrong the men who doubted he could fight. Through the dust and long convoy, Tittleworth's mind was racing fast. Every field and plastic bag, the threat that would last. A pile of trash, IED, a farmer waving an ambush signal, a stray dog, suicide bomber in disguise. But Tittleworth saw the danger close as every step in fear. Relax, said the infantry, we have arrived, all is clear. When they reached the quartermaster, all seemed lost and grim. Without the list, they couldn't get the supplies they need to win. But Tittleworth stepped up with a grin, and from his pack so neat, he pulled the sacred form that made the quartermaster's heart beat. Tittleworth, the men all cried, their eyes wide with surprise. A paper god had saved them all, and the supplies did rise. He walked with pride, the Fobbit now, the hero of the day. No rifle in his hands, but in the end he won the fray. Back at the base they hailed his name, the Fobbit led the way. For in the war logistics where the ink runs deep and true, the Fobbit stood victorious with his paperwork anew. And though he'd never leave the wire, his legend would not die. A clerk with heart and courage under the Iraq combat sky.